Hi, I'm Steve Grinstead. I want to ask you a very important question today. What's stopping you from making peace with your pain? Now, a lot of times when I ask people that, it says, in order to get better, you have to make peace with your pain. Sometimes I think they want to hit me, and it's really true. As someone who was injured severely and really suffering with my pain early on in my healing process, about 32 years ago, I went to a dark place I call the chronic pain trance. Well, what is that? Well, for me, it was developing a state of mind where nothing was ever going to be better. My life is over. I was depressed. I was feeling hopeless. I was feeling helpless. I was feeling like there was no way out. Some of you may identify with that. Some of you may be there right now. Some of you may have been there and are out of there. Well, I've helped a lot of people over the years get out of that pit, that chronic pain trance pit. And one of the biggest starting points is to help people differentiate between their pain and their suffering. Those are two different things. And unfortunately, what tends to happen, and I know because I experienced this early on, I can remember saying, my pain is killing me. This is horrible. It's unbearable. It's excruciating. It's agonizing. And that, to me, is suffering. We have pain receptors in our body for a purpose, to warn us that there's something that needs to be paid attention to. Unfortunately, when we live with chronic pain day in and day out, sometimes those symptoms get amplified and distorted. And it leads to what I'm calling an anticipatory reaction. If we think things are going to be bad, we create and manifest that reality. I can't tell you how many times I have led myself into a full-blown migraine because I stress myself out, I freak myself out, and boom. Or I have a bad back flare-up. And it's the same thing. I can have a real easy temptation to go back into the old pit. Fortunately, I haven't been there for a long time, and I don't want to go back. And people don't have to go back. That's the good news. But what do you have to do? Well, you have to get into some authentic action. And the first step is really fully understanding the difference between pain and suffering. Learning as much as you can about the anticipatory reaction. If you're watching this video on YouTube, please go to the link below and read the full blog where I'm going to talk about the difference between pain and suffering. I'm also going to talk about the anticipatory pain reaction as the solution. So really, if you want to learn more about that, you can click on the link to my free article. All I ask is you give me your name and email, and you'll have access not just to that article, but many other ones that I've published over the last few years. Because I believe that knowledge is power. The more we know about our problem, the better armed we are in order to resolve it. I also want to give you an opportunity to be thinking about thriving instead of just surviving with chronic pain. And again, to do that, we need to learn as much as we can about pain versus suffering, about the anticipatory pain reaction, and how to move beyond it. If you want to really get in depth in this, you can check out my book, Freedom from Suffering, A Journey of Hope. Coming up in the near future, I'm going to be offering some more stuff. A lot of different tips and tools that might be of interest to you, including a webcast, some podcasts, and a free report on making peace with pain. That's coming up in the near future. So please, if you go in and subscribe for one of the articles, you'll be on our list and you'll be getting these notifications. If you're already on our list, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Some of you I know are following my blogs, and I really want to thank you for that because a number of people are, and I really hope that you're sharing those with other people too, because that's my mission, is to end suffering one person at a time, to help people move beyond surviving and into thriving. And I believe that is very, very possible. I still remember that one night when I came so close to making that irrevocable decision on ending it all because I felt like my life was over because of my pain condition, because of my limited functioning, because I had lost the career I was making money from, that I was lost the martial art that I was going to start teaching by opening my own dojo. And what I didn't realize at the time, that was the opening for the next phase of my life. And I am so glad that there was someone in my life at the time that helped me make a better decision. And I want to help you make better decisions too. You don't have to suffer. Freedom from suffering is your right. It's also your responsibility. So be proactive, sign up for the articles page, check out my book, and keep tuning in here because I'm going to be sharing more coming up in the near future. I've had many requests to put some of my work online so people could have better access to it, and I'm going to do that. So thank you very much for joining me today. And it's a beautiful day here in Sacramento, and this is where I make peace with my pain, is right here by chilling out by the water, meditating, bringing my stress levels down, and it's learning things like that that is so important. So again, thank you so much for joining me. Take action, get the article, get the book, and end your suffering now.